Hey guys, today I have a tutorial for you and you can probably guess who it's going to be on. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and again, if you have any questions, please post them down below in the comment section. In this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to make the hat because everything about him is pretty much the same. Once you've reached the part where you have to crochet in the front loops, you are going to remember to add a marker in that last row that you just did. And now in this row, you're going to create 2 single crochets in each of these stitches. Each of the next 19 stitches actually. You're only going to be working in the next 19 stitches, and you're going to end your work right here. As you can see here, there are 2 loops. This is the front one, and this is the back one. So you want to be crocheting in the front loop so that the lid of the hat is just going to be facing this way instead of that way. If you did it in the back loops, it's going to bend this way instead, or it's just going to be a little straighter. But if you did it in the front loops, it's going to stick out this way. So it's going to be sort of perpendicular to this part of the hat. It's going to be like this. So you're just going to do that. Insert your crochet hook, do a normal single crochet, and then do another one. So you're going to do 2 single crochets. You're going to do this on in all of these 19 stitches. Now that you've done 2 single crochets in the 19th stitch, you are going to create a slip stitch with this next stitch right here. So create a slip stitch, and then you're going to finish off, and then I'm going to show you how to create the next row. After you finish this row, it's supposed to somewhat look like this. It's supposed to come straight out this way, and for this next row, you are going to remember to leave this marker on because you're going to use this as a guide for the next rows. For this next row, you're going to take a new piece of yarn and create a slip knot. You are going to insert the slip knot right next to, or into the stitch next to the one with the marker. So this is the one with the marker. You're going to insert it through this one. So there you go, and then you are going to create a single crochet in the next 36 stitches. And also, I forgot to say this earlier, but remember to add a marker on the 36th stitch so that you know where you're gonna end this row. And once you've created the last stitch for this row, you are going to create a slip stitch with the next stitch right here. So create a slip stitch, and then you're going to finish this off. And don't worry if you have these hanging here. You can always kind of weave it through the back and here, or in the inside I mean. Weave it through the inside, and you can tie it to secure it so you won't be able to see these just hanging around on the side. And you do the same thing to this side. In the next row, you're going to create another slip knot. And then you're going to insert this in the 3rd stitch from this one right here. So 1, 2, 3. This 3rd stitch right here, that's where you're going to insert the slip knot. You are going to create a single crochet in the next 32 stitches. And don't forget to add a marker over here in the 32nd stitch if you don't want to lose your spot, or if you can just count the stitches while you're doing it, you don't have to. Then you're going to create a slip knot with the 33rd stitch right there. and then once again finish off. In this next row, you're going to insert a slip knot through the 4th stitch from this stitch right here, the one with the marker. And it's kind of a little bit hard to tell where the stitches are, but you can kind of guess where they are. So there's one here, 1, and then 2, 3, 4. So this is the 4th one that you are going to insert the slip knot through. And then you're going to do the same thing as you've been doing in the last 2 rows. Create a single crochet in each of these stitches, and you're going to do that for the next 29 stitches. Then you're going to create a slip stitch with the 30th stitch right here, the 30th one. So create a slip stitch, and then you're going to finish off, and you're done with this part of the hat. For the hat, there's supposed to be a sign in the front, like a sort of a label with an L on it. And I went ahead and finished this part, and you have to make sure that it's in the middle. So I kind of folded this in half, and I put a marker where the middle is supposed to be. And I'm gonna sew this on here, but before I do that, I'm going to create the L sign on here on his hat. You can also sew this on here first and then embroider the L on it. But for this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do the L without sewing it on first. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is insert your green yarn through sort of like over here. So because you want it to go like this and then like this. So you want it to go through, and then you can put it through the bottom here. I like to go 3 times across so that it looks a little thicker. It's a lot better to look at. And so I'm just going to go back to the top and do that. So now you've gotten that done, you're going to create the last part of this letter L, and I'm going to insert it through here. And then here. And once again, I'm going to go around 3 times. So that's just how you're going to do the L on his hat, and then after you've done that, you're just going to sew it on top and make sure it's in the middle. Here's the finished doll, and as you can see next to Mario, he's a lot taller. So that's what he's supposed to look like, and his legs look much taller than his legs, and his body is a little longer too. As you saw in the pattern, it was about, I think, just 1 row taller, and so is the head. But for him, I don't know why his head looks a little bigger, because I only added 1 row to this, and for the hat looks a little bigger too. I think it's just because I used green, and the green yarn feels a little thicker than red yarn, and that's why the hat looks slightly bigger. So thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.